we'd like to do a quick shout out to all the teams playing today. Good luck going to the finals. See you all again after the first map.
Now then, in the past it's been anything from laptops to monitors to GPUs. We will once again bring you the MSI Mystery Box. We'll have a daily question to send in your answers over on Twitter at ESLCS using that hashtag MSI Mystery Box. Answer, get a bit creative and make your answer stand out. It is easy to stand out when you've got a giant box in your hands, and that's what I'm doing. Hi, I'm your host Machine. We've got the grand finals underway, and do get involved by answering this question. It's really easy to do. It's going to pop up by the time I'm looking back up. Hello.
Oh,
here it is.
Magic.
Told ya.
Wow.
Either way, this shirt's a bit tight. And which three players are tied with the second most MVP medals of all time? There's some good candidates here. Forest Simple Kenny, Cold Simple Kenny, or Get Right Kenny and Simple. Well, Get Right's been playing an awfully long time. Cold's fallen off a bit. Who do you think? Let us know over on Twitter, and you can get whatever's in that box. Actually, nothing's in that box right now, but I promise there will be something very juicy. It's a prop. Look at this head-to-head, though, because it is time to start putting our thinking caps.
Так, всем привет. Скоро начнем уже. Пока матч готовится, идет небольшой перерыв.
Gosh, isn't that a hard question? You really do pose it in such a curious way, because Na'Vi, yes, we doubted that online era. Even they didn't particularly like it themselves. They were very vocal in that, and they weren't particularly finding much success early on during it. But they've recovered. They've started to look much better. They've found good form. Flip side to that, Astralis. S-Tag comes in. Bubsky's in here. We got new rosters. We got new line. I don't know who's got the momentum.
Well, with their faces on screen, there is one name I want to start mentioning it right out of the gate, and that's Simple. Of course, one in the name, one in the game, and all of that good stuff. But Chad, I was looking at the stats, of course, Reddit was too. They've compared Simple in 2019 to that of 2020, and I think something that really...
Ну, ставочку на этот матч вы видите на экране, вот она, что я ставил. Болеем за Нави.
Additional kills. It's mad.
Yeah, look, Simple and his consistency is the reason, well, not the reason. The reason I say that this is the best player to touch the game ever is because I truly believe that, right? But the consistency that he's able to show in back-to-back years really, I suppose, backs that up. And not only has Simple's stats stayed the same over those 2 years, the stats that have actually gone up are his team-based statistics. You know, things to do with flash assists, things to do with his trade percentage, that kind of stuff.
What were you telling me just before we started about his kills?
Oh, yeah. So I was looking at, I did the date range on HLTV.org just to look at the playoffs, right? And if we're looking at the playoffs, Simple is obviously still the highest rated player. He's got the highest KPR at 0.94, right? Which is
playing like home.
Kills per round.
Kills per round, right? So that's almost 1 kill per round, which is quite difficult to do in Counter-Strike, right?
Especially when your primary weapon is the most expensive one.
Yeah, and his second, the person who comes in second on that list is Rots with 0.84. So you can see there's 0.10 drop off there in that alone. And then in terms of the kill, assist, support, trade rounds, those ones there, he is the second highest and Perfecto is the highest. So the fact that Simple is involved in obviously killing everybody and helping everybody else kill everybody is pretty crazy.
That stat, just to add more perspective and flavor, it's kill participation for life. I think that's the best way to summarize it. And Simple's fight participation is surprisingly high for someone that doesn't die very often.
Well, the thing that he likes to do, right, is play, and this is the change with him being the primary AWPer, is him changing to positions where he can always be there to help his teammates on that CT side, in those swing roles, right? You think about Nuke, well, he's normally towards that heaven or ladder-based position, so he can help ramp, he can help yard, he can help top. He's always there. He wants to know where the information's coming, because if he has the information on where the baddies are, he can go and kill them, because nobody's doing better than him in terms of multi-kill rounds as well right now. He's the highest so far within the tournament. And just check out his numbers. Look at how much... Look, that is ridiculous, right?
S-Attack has played less games in this Pro League, and he has the same, if not more, deaths than Simple.
Yeah, okay. That's a good one to look at right there. I think when you flip it that way...
Like, the guy doesn't die unless you've won the round. He really will make you work for it.
Вообще не вижу смысла слушать вот эту трансляцию англоговорящую. Будем обсуждать сам матч, болеть и так далее. Потому что если я очень громко сделаю комментаторов, то могут бан дать.
that contrast going toe-to-toe. With the caveat, yes, of course, Esatag playing instead of Zipex, that's there. They seem very comfortable with him, and the post-game interview we had with Device just yesterday was like, yeah, you're integrating a new player, it's going to take some time, but it felt like they were happy with it. I think Magus made a tweet as well talking about the firepower within this roster, so they may be feeling a little bit more comfortable in that realm as well. But Astralis, they're looking good. They did this dream lower bracket run.
Yeah, and from of course with a dream lower bracket run, you need dream team and a dream players. We have got 2 selected for us for our Epics GG card reveal. Now, if I asked you who's been the top performer from Astralis, I'm sure you'd have a name at the tip of your tongue. But let's start with Na'Vi, because who would be your player to watch from the CIS region?
Еще раз всем привет. Скоро будут известны пики. И мы начинаем.
That is what was happening. You had those two playing fantastically and the supporting cast contributing as well. So Electronic needs to be the sidekick for that of Simple today. And then you've got Dupree. Now somebody who I think we've been watching at least in a lot more of these recent games. He's been a lot more brawly, finding a lot more opening kills, very impactful. And he's the man I look to when the chips are down. Because if it becomes one of these force buy games against Na'Vi, then Dupree, I think alongside of Magus, are the ones I want to see step up in those chaotic moments.
Итак, уже известные пики. Сейчас я вам их скажу. Даст, Нюк, Трейн, Оверпасс, Инферно. Вот такие карты будем сегодня смотреть. Надеюсь, будут все БО5 и победят Нави.
Couldn't agree more. And I think after looking at that head-to-head, I will reiterate for anyone that didn't catch the start of the pre-show, it was talking about the fact that Na'Vi have won in best of 3s throughout the year, every head-to-head with Astralis.
Yeah.
So let's talk maps.
Okay, so going into this, the bans are simple. It's going to be Vertigo gone from Na'Vi and Mirage gone from Astralis. That makes a lot of sense. Na'Vi now with the first pick. I'm assuming Dust 2 is one that they might want to be leaning into. There's a couple of weak points in recent times for Astralis. Dust 2 and Inferno are maps that I would be looking towards if I was Na'Vi. Maybe they don't want to go to Inferno because they know Astralis historically are very good at that map, and Dust 2 has been a comfortable pick for Na'Vi. So likely to see Dust 2 as the opener here, and that's a great map for Na'Vi.
Dust 2.
Yeah, now we saw a good looking Dust 2 out of Astralis just yesterday against Mouse Sports, right? So keep that in mind. Nuke coming through as the pick makes a lot of sense for Astralis. It is a map that Na'Vi have been playing more and more, and I think that they're serviceable on it. Train, okay. Now this is a map with the group stages for Astralis where Esatag was hugely influential. So that coming through as the third is an interesting one there. And Astralis finishing off on Overpass. So not comfortable on their Inferno. They've gone, we don't want to play that. They'll finish on Overpass, and that's the map that we saw for them to close out versus Heroic just yesterday.
Reiterating why that Vita may have looked weird as well, let's not forget this is a best of 5 with a 1-map advantage. So you can see that turnaround very quickly. It could definitely get overwhelmed. Na'Vi coming in with the 1-map advantage.
На экране вы сейчас видите все мапы, которые будут отыгрываться в этом матче.
Complexity, a very, very good team, hamstrung by the fact no Obo. Then you go into that Mouse Sports game. Okay, BMAS, how long's he been with the team? Well, they're flary, they're fighty, they make it gritty. Then they take down Heroic. They get their revenge against the #1 team in Denmark, and now it's Na'Vi.
Now it's Na'Vi, and it is time for those predictions, guys. I want to get them done before we jump into the server. I'm feeling pretty confident about mine, but Chad, who've you got?
I want Na'Vi. I don't know if I told production the right thing or not, so we'll see what happens.
Let's see, as one for Astralis.
I said Na'Vi, so ignore that logo.
Okay, fine. Lauren?
I'm going to believe in Astralis. I know it's not the right option technically, you know, head and heart. I'm going with heart.
All right, well, looks like total wins is going up to 15 here, because it's another for Na'Vi in my book. And Rushley 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Один из аналитиков из 3 поставил на Нави и 2 на Астралис. Посмотрим, что... Ну, это интересный будет матч. Итак, Нави сделали размен. Ситуация 4 в 4. Нави играют за атаку на Дасте 2, поскольку это их пик. 4-2. По идее, это должен быть первый взятый раунд Нави. Красный Дюпри и стопроцентный Мэджиск. Электроник в потрясающей форме на данный момент. Прошлая игра была лучшая в его карьере на карте до Инферно. Итак, команда Natus Vincere начинает с первого взятого раунда свою копилку. Так, Astralis форсит на все деньги. И принципиально при победе в этом раунде... Но раунд играется за 2. Так. Первый килл от команды Astralis по Бумычу. И уже один проигранный девайс присутствует у команды Нави. Точнее, потерянный. Это у нас калаш. Теперь будет намного труднее выиграть этот форс для команды Нави. Так, Глейв занимает интересную позицию. Simple. Что он творит? Вот это прострел. Так, у нас 2 опорника под А, 2 под Б. Мэджиск у нас играет под рампой. А Глейв, точнее, EasyTech играет на гусе. При файре Мэджиск убивает перфекты. Флейми. И это раунд 3 в 2. И команда Astralis отправляется на сейв. Но это уже будет 2-0. Хорошее начало для команды Natus Vincere. Шанс выйти на 3. И самый важный будет это форс. Даже не форс, уже девайсный раунд. Вот, здорово, Олег. (2-0) побеждает команда Natus Vincere. Но это был всего лишь пистолетка плюс форс. Сейчас будет full egg от команды Astralis. Вот это Simple. И его читерский прострел. Не удивлюсь, если сейчас Simple прострелят. Так, девайсы забустили в сайт. 3 игрока под А, 2 под Б. Команда Astralis угадывают с направлением атаки. Но все равно будет очень трудно экономическим раундом выиграть против калашей и мухи. Так, Simple уже надамажили. У него остается 32 хп. Ответный урон по девайсу. И это будет выход под А. Девайс минус Simple. Замечает атаку. EasyTech нашивает смог. Минус девайс. Ну все, это легкий раунд для команды Нави. Ситуация 4-2. 4-1. Все, закрыто. Интересно понаблюдать за девайсным раундом. Что-то мне подсказывает, что тут будет счет 3-0 в пользу Нави. Все возможно. Но все ждут зрелищной игры. Большинство болеет за Нави. Процентов 60. А остальные за Астралис. Только что смотрели английских аналитиков. И двое из троих поставили на победу Астралис. Третий поставил на победу Нави. Так, Бумыч. Флейми. 4-2. Один игрок на машине, другой на Сити. А, нет, Флейми убрал Сити. Не Сити, а Кар. Остался Сити и Б. Но это сейф для команды Астралис. И четвертый взятый раунд для команды Natus Vincere. Команда Нави может в данный момент закрепиться по экономике, смотря на деньги Астралис. Плакать хочется. Следующий раунд будет экономический. Или они могут докупить девайсы. Допустим, Дюпри дропнуть девайс своему тиммейту. И сыграть, попробовать еще один форс. Но это будет очень рисково. Потому что Фойс забирает Мэджиска. На данный момент лучше сыграть от одного девайса, чтобы в следующем провести полноценный девайсный раунд, а не опять экономический. Флейми 4-1 идет. Команда Astralis принимает решение сделать экономически симпл. Прошивает в смог бегущего на Б-сайт. Что ставит Электроник? Я в шоке, парни. Что ставит Электроник? И ситуация уже 5-3. Прошло всего 30 секунд раунда. Пол команды у Astralis нету. Команда Нави направляется на Б. Чекни рекламу. Simple. Продамажил единственный девайс. Это МК у Дюпри. Девайс. Поджимает спину. Бумыч должен это заметить. Хорошую позицию занимает Бумыч. Так, все, это закрыто. 4-1. Изи Дюпри делает килл с хаешки. Проверит ли Изи тега? Вот это очень опасно, оставлять Электроника 1 на 1 с Изи тегом. Вот это вантап от бати Электроника. Вот это вантап. И счет 5-0.
checking the conditions, or
Just checking the length between pit and A site, just to see if you can hit that one-shot AK-47 with perfect accuracy. But that range falls off a little bit.
CS:GO logo on the football as well. That's a crazy cool Easter egg. Wowzers, trousers.
Easter eggs used to be real good. I remember flying into like walls, like these crazy rooms you could go into and stuff that were built in maps.
I think there was if you got out of the map vacant in Call of Duty 4, there was a picture of a goat.
The goat?
Like a random clip art goat in the center of the map's floor.
I miss a little of that. Like, I like shout out to the map designers. They're on the original Dust as well, if I'm not mistaken. They used to have a little Smarties tube that had his face at the end.
A Smarties tube? I don't remember that.
Smarties tube.
There was everyone. CPL Mill was a map when you would go up. I guess it was A long. I guess is probably the name for it if we weren't going to call it this. But there was a big billboard at the top of the ramp, and it would change. And one of this was a picture of a cat, so we called it Kitty.
That's
that was the name of the. It really helped out with the positioning right there.
Kitty.
Now we're going to get the buy underway. I want to see if Dupree wants to buy into the secondary AWP this early. They're yet to get around on the board, but he has enough money to purchase on in and go with Device. It will be the double AWPs coming out. So at this point, we need to keep our eyes on the spawns. They might start playing spawn-based CS. You can see Device now looking towards middle, Dupree potentially doing the same. And they're actually going to rock the double AWPs both over towards the B side.
Electronics going long doors. I wonder if he's going for something fast. Could be a fight. He does jump out. He's gobbled his own flashbang, but across to blue bin. Molly coming in imminently. Failed it. He's got time. He's got room to maneuver now. The flashbangs are coming out. He throws another of his own design. He's looking to cancel this, I think. Draws a Molly, draws the bullets, flames and everything. That's the end of Electronic. Astralis off to the start they need, but do not forget, Na'Vi are the best team in Pro League at overcoming a 4v5.
Итак, пока я отходил, ситуация 5-4 в пользу команды Astralis. Бумыч делает размен. Очень красный флейме. Бумыч попадает по Глейву через дверь. Конечно, размен в пользу Astralis. Выход будет на Б. Дюпри против Перфекта и Флейме. Ну, это легкий раунд для команды Astralis. Хотя Бумыч может побороться.
Maybe one of the reasons is you see them running around the corner with nades in their hands, but Dupree's able to mop up what could have been a big mess on the B side of things. Here's the third from the back of plant. Easy as you like, and the secondary AWP was saved. So Device will get that again. Guns come back on out. Electronic out long. Look at all the attention he's drawn.
Look at the damage he's gotten as well. Glaive going to be happy with that. Device on support as well.
This is the kind of Counter-Strike call where, you know, it is sink or swim right from the opening, and unfortunately, stats for a 3 versus 5 in the opening is not as great. Not going to be easy, but they do have Simple still kicking. Full set of not only AWP, but a good bit of Kevlar and nade as well. Looking to get any sort of information, recovers a flashbang on the strafe. It's a kind of a limp version of the Na'Vi long commitment. Of course, they don't have Boomich pre.
Когда жив Simple, то жив и раунд у команды Natus Vincere. 3 игрока Astralis находятся на точке А, на шарте. Не получился ранбуст у Simple и Flame, если не ошибаюсь.
It's given a second for those smokes to go up. They have crossed the site, so Simple always going to be a danger. A touch of damage from the Molotov, but Perfecto's up there. He could have done with that being clean. It does happen, but it's a 2-1 trade out. Now it's just Simple and 30 HP. Recovers the bomb. Dupree says goodnight. Not going to happen today. They've quelled that initial threat.
И вот уже второй раунд от команды Astralis. Он не заставил себя долго ждать.
But the man that I want to focus on here is Device, who's the safety net. He's tucked in towards the car to watch the line. So you can see that the riflers, if they bloodlust around the corner to take out the riflers, the safety net of Device is here. He's a little bit tucked on in, you know, shouldn't be getting flashed up as much. And holding a line like this, he's able to protect Esatag and Glaive.
Perfect, and it's exactly what you saw working out as well. The counter flash is from СТАВКИ. As soon as Glaive jiggles and calls his 2 out, that's the second flash. That was the repeat. You saw Glaive's molly as well, making the battleground for that fight on long. That contention was so small. The amount of ground you actually could stand on, minimal. We do have the scores on the doors in front of you. You can see the round recap. Astralis stringing together their first 2 rounds back to back into the 7th and 8th. Excuse me, that was the 6th and 7th. Now we venture into our 8th, and it is only a Tech 9 for Perfecto, so starting to break the bank.
Yeah, Galil's as well coming out this early, so Na'Vi still have a buy, still have a lot of utility to work with. Getting past these double orbs is going to be a difficult task. Flash comes out, means now the lower dark progression can follow on through. Electronic.
We've stopped seeing so many AWPers go for that early peak boosted into the lower tunnels. Device catches a lot of flack from Electronic there. Unwilling to go around the corner. He knows he's often got a partner in crime. He's not wrong to assume so. Magisk with the AUG weapon we've been expecting to see find more play as players have given more time to it, more attention as well. That molly will force Magisk off. Still a 5-on-5 here, Lauren, but with 1 minute, there's absolutely no need for a commitment yet from Na'Vi.
You're bang on. Now, we have seen those long takes working out, and they got answered eventually by Astralis. I want to see what the next look from Na'Vi is. Obviously, the timeout just came through, so a plan in mind. A little bit of a late take towards long from 2 of them. Device is still here, yeah.
Scary stuff. You have no idea if anyone's playing close.
Focus on СТАВКИ if they come out long here.
Yeah, re-smoke, I like that. That's going to maybe upset the timing if they did want to maybe crunch on short as well, but Na'Vi prepared to take a pause for thought. Magisk getting a little curious, and Curiosity killed the cat and Magisk apparently. Flamey still being held off. They haven't been able to get the additional player there, but it doesn't matter.
Playing retake. Yeah, they're playing retake. That 1 kill was all it took, and it was just faffing around the smokes. Bomb should go down now. They've got full access to A. Glaive and Dupree are pulling up their socks for the rotate. Simple's there to house them. And СТАВКИ starting his walk up. What can he do to contest this? Flash. Electronic gobbles it up. They're up the ramp. This has been previously very strong for Astralis. We saw their retakes working wonders, but Simple was supposed to be the flank, supposed to seal the deal. It's Electronic that steps up to the plate, though. Knocks another 2 heads off and hunting. Dupree not going to go down easy, though, with the USP catching the greed. And it does seem like it will be Na'Vi's round, but preserving those double orbs would be...
Shadow.
Oh, the Shadow.
Oh.
He knows there's another considering it. Boomage. Oh, okay. He watched it in a shadow theater, but he knew it was coming. His impending doom sealed. We do see an AWP and an AUG preserved for Na'Vi.
And that's important because Dupree has 5,400 left over. He could buy the AWP, but he's going to either be lacking armor or utility. We'll have to pick his poison going into the following rounds. And we also need to keep in mind that Device has 4.1. He can drop across a rifle. СТАВКИ can buy himself. Glaive could get a FAMAS up, and Vegas could take that dropped rifle from Device. So a full buy is possible for Astralis, but they always seem to be the team who likes to have all the goodies. There's not many of them out there who still will perform in these half-blind manners, try and make that one saved rifle work. Teams are scrapping together buys with MP9s, making it all go. That's Boomage, that's a big kill.
So I'm seeing at least 3 setups there. It could very well be the same setup that's been working for Na'Vi the entirety of the season. Flamey, Perfecto, and Boomage.
Okay, so Glaive's actually gone for the M4, which means no utility. That is a key note here. Won't have any smokes, Molotovs, flashes, or HEs to assist his team. 1 defuse kit in play, and that'll be with Magisk.
It was impressive to see just how effective Perfecto was with that frag on the Tech 9 there.
Oh, look at this lean. They're doing a 4-man long lean. Dupree's the only one over towards the B side of the map.
Oh,
He's already gone down.
They have no idea. So this is going to be very interesting. Watch those blue dots right now, top left of your screens. You'll be able to identify exactly how the Astralis machine looks to retake what is half of the map. A smoke doors. Simple thinks he's read it, and he's right to do so. Look at this from Perfecto. So much space being denied here. If he gets across, he can really make a nightmare for Magisk. Oh, I think he's been
Needs
spotted.
to smoke doors for them, though.
He does. This could really get problematic. They're tucking in. Simple likely want to take that fight first. Boomage really tucked in. Now the smoke, the spray. It reveals there's 2 already outside the doors. But Astralis, they know how difficult retaking on this site is. Another quick shot from Device.
Ooh. They might consider it now. I know we can see them tucking all the way back, but the bomb's yet to get planted. Oh, they're really just going to go for a save here. I thought that they might want to try and stand and fight.
Can we bring up the round recap as they save? Because I want to see... Oh, we can't show them that. We can't show how many people were alive when they lost the round.
No, I can tell you, though.
Yeah.
1 second. Let me bring up my
That would be the next graphic progression, wouldn't it?
Be nice.
Yeah, the technology's probably there.
I don't know. Valve's API isn't particularly.
What do we
Alright.
want to see exactly? How many survived for
Astralis in all these rounds
so
they've lost.
in the rounds they lost, they saved one individual on the pistol round. In round 2, 2 of them stayed alive with upgraded weapons. In round 4, 1 of them stayed alive. They won round 6 and 7. It was 4 and 3 players respectively.
Okay.
And then round 8, just one surviving. That was
Dupree, let's see this fight. So that was Simple going straight down suicide, charging down middle and destroying the solo mid B player.
They took a gamble that it was going to be just another one of the Na'Vi classic long plays, and that gamble didn't pay off. Na'Vi able to post 7-2 now, going into round number 10, because Astralis saved those 4 rifles. They'll be able to buy in. It's looking better than the previous. Double AWPs back out. Utility's great, and away we go.
I feel like so far Na'Vi are definitely in the heads of Astralis. They're leading the pace. They're keeping control of this. Flamey denying that Molotov, depending on what they want to do with this, though. They're going to have to condition Astralis to everything. I don't know how you get around this
Just
now.
by throwing that smoke, he pulls out СТАВКИ's incendiary early. Just by trying it a couple of times, you force that incendiary to be burned. Pulling out that B smoke just by simply standing there, that's a good start as well. You can see Astralis have got a single smoke grenade. It's rare to see Astralis looking sketched. They're the ones that are starting to look paranoid, starting to look like they're bowing to the Na'Vi T side. They've succumbed to that early pressure. Normally that comes at the price of rounds, but Na'Vi, they've been accruing both. Here we stand. Looks like it could be the B finish. Magis jiggling with the util. It's a chance and it's a shot that Simple certainly could hit here on that wide angle. Will he step out though? He will. And that's the opening they were waiting for. Dupree has to do it all.
He's in so much danger. Gets the first, finding Flamey falling in backwards, but the other 3 yet to make it across, and they don't need to. The Molotov would have done it, but Perfecto puts Dupree out of his misery. The site's theirs. And again, retake looking unlikely. It's probably time to keep hold of these guns. Ooh, Simple. I thought he was going to have a shot on that then.
Yeah, visibility completely obscured.
Yeah.
I tell you, a part of Counter-Strike that I think we saw and are not seeing enough of is, when Flusher was using the nade smoke to peek, like he was using the smoke of the HE to guise his swing. And I do think, you've seen time and time again how those HEs can do that. I do think there's some players that aren't talking about it, but are doing it an awful lot. And I think Simple is certainly one of those players who's all too aware of the visibility you can remove with the HE. It's not just about the damage. I want to see as many of those plays as I can. Certainly not something I've mastered. I'm just proud when I've got any utility damage, but that's the save, and it's a successful one. 3 players preserving all of their goodies.
It's 2 to 8.
When does the T side number get too much, Chad? Because it's Na'Vi's T side, and to my memory, their CT does get a little bit more volatile.
You remember the Mouse Sports Astralis game yesterday?
Yeah.
When we just had these massive halves, we had like 12-3, the second was a 14-1,
Yeah.
the third back was 12-3, and then another 12-3 into overtime. At this point, I'm just waiting to see what happens. I'm not ruling anybody out. I'm not writing anything out. I'm just going, okay, well, this is Counter-Strike at the I'm
down.
We'll see.
AC, they're going straight through on long. This time, Device is there on it. They seem to have still got the answer for this long tape. We'll see how well that suffers against the Storm of Flamey. Can at least get S-Attack, but you still have Device, but he is low HP here.
Yeah, and he can't swing. That molly completely locked him in. Glaive desperately trying to support. He's got an AWP, surprisingly. And he's trying to stop that jump in. Boomich playing around the periphery, baits the shot, confirms the AWP has fallen back. Device locked in, low HP with a M4A4. That is the head of Flamey. Oh, that's lovely work. A double kill against all odds.
Look at him go, straight through the smoke. He could punish the timing here.
My God, how is he so bold to do this? But now
Flame's
the timing's
holding.
already dissipated, though. So there was a second where he could have been maybe further ahead than expectations, but Glaive manages them. For now, sees Simple, still knows what's going on here. Molotov to force him out, but Glaive falls away. Now, there's no one on the A side itself. So again, they fall back away from this. They still have 50 seconds to build something with here.
Yeah, but Magisk has got the door locked. So here's where the problems lie. You've got no utility. The long push is being held, admittedly very passively. If they were to try and hunt for him, I'm sure that's not...
They've just picked up a smoke and a flash from the corpses, so they're working with something now. Reconnaissance mission from Na'Vi's coming huge.
What do you do? I mean, you can smoke the Dupree cross. That's fantastic. There will still be gaps. That's the gap. Baiting, waiting. Oh, and Dupree hits it. That's fantastic. Gonna get real awkward now for Boomich.
Aegis is coming now.
Yeah, he's taking the space on long. It's just a matter of time, and the Org does connect. Good call. Double ult preserved, and Astralis find a necessary third here.
The money's not fantastic for Na'Vi either, considering the scoreline. They will be able to buy in true Na'Vi fashion.
Great round from Device. This is 3 kills.
How does he do it?
That was lovely. Really nice work. He was mollied, pushed, everything. And it gets awkward if dupreeh doesn't hit that flick. All round, the Astralis individuals remind us that we're here for our grand final, and they got here through merit and individual skill as well. Let's see. Double AWP, dupreeh. Eyes down mid.
It was those different looks that Na'Vi brought out that really impressed. Now this time I think they've taken a step back towards long, at least early on, focusing a little bit more towards this middle take. Much slower from Na'Vi. We did see a very late in the round hit. Nades, God, they were so close to being exceptional, but a touch of damage only achieved.
Yeah, knowing they're up against the double AWP setup still, just one of these A executes with really, really well-timed utility. The flashes are what we need to note here as they are starting to gear on up for it. Bridge smoke comes on out. That might bait out a little bit of utility from Astralis, but they're searching forward towards long. Devices forward position, AWPing through the doors. Gives them a lot of info here. Smokes over towards A. This is going to be the full commit. They're trying to drop Boomich into spawn with this Mac 10. That might be on the cards. Another molly, lots of utility. There he is. He's dropping down. We're doing a mid to B split off this.
Oh, interesting. They got so ready for the A that dupreeh and Magis could still be tested. He's flubbed his smoke. Flamey juking it out. They actually want to go through middle. They don't have the smoke. And Molotov's not going to buy them time. And Device is locking them in from behind. Pushed on long. Another chance here. Flamey wanting to punish, but I'm afraid with 20 seconds left, this looks great for Astralis. There's a chance. The spray, he holds it down, holds his nerve, but no time, no health.
Nice.
And finished off through the doors.
He was locked in there, having to deal with an AWP up towards the B side of things. And if he wanted to go back through the mid doors, Device was waiting on the other side. So a good round from Astralis there. Even with that mist smoke up towards the upper tunnels, they were able to deal with the pressure that Na'Vi was applying. And that was a big balls play from Device to push the long doors, especially with an AWP. That's not the weapon for the job, but he spotted the gap, the call came through. And when you see Boomich as the first man going down, if he survived and landed into spawn, maybe we wouldn't have known what type of round, and when I say we, Astralis, wouldn't have known what type of round they were up against. But once Boomich goes down, that's one of the key plays that Na'Vi go for on their T side. Drop Boomich into spawn, deal with that CT player who's in rotation. He cuts off the A side rotation, split onto the B side of things. Bob's your uncle, and the round could be yours. But we'll be down to the pistols here, and Astralis have a very, very good opportunity to get up to 5. Remember, they are starting as a one-map disadvantage, and now Na'Vi operating with a one-man disadvantage. That was the Deagle. Everybody else just onto these Glocks. Maybe they want to pick that up and continue to siphon it through. Boomich has got it now. It should just be a matter of time until Na'Vi are whittled on down across the map. Last 3 members all over towards the mid-door side of things, up towards Catwalk they mantle. And that's just Glaive over towards A-ramp with Device in tow. So I wouldn't be expecting too much from Na'Vi here, especially now that the Danger Man Simple is out of the round.
And Device doesn't miss. Neither does Glaive. Clean as you like. Not a single point of damage dealt to the Danes. And so, starting this late resurgence in our first half of our grand final here, it's Na'Vi's pick, Dust 2, and it did start looking exactly like Na'Vi's pick. It was 5-2, then 8-2, before we started seeing Astralis really start to level the playing field. And a clean one, just bulking up the numbers. You can see that there's some Astralis autographs. In fact, that looks like the pain from one of their victories. They signed on the lens. I think he gave some of those away at one point. That was really cool. But Electronics off towards the double doors, and those flashes certainly indicating there's some early presence. Forces out a nade, make it 2, down to 35 in the sound queue, confirming that these could have been very lethal. dupreeh not going to be hit by the flash. He does hit Boomich. S-Attack finishing him off with one across the bow. Flamey as well, keeping things level. dupreeh not done. He is now. Simple confirms that Na'Vi have the advantage. And dupreeh and Device both going for some aggression around the map. It's this time Device. Glaive wants a fight. Everyone wants to juke it out. Long lost. Smokes for the cross.
Yeah, I'm looking at Device. What is his timing like? He just gets there. I'm not sure if he's going to have a chance on Simple, but Glaive does. Managing to stay alive on that 48 HP. Taking down Simple is always going to be a tall task, but he does it. Now Perfecto. Last one alive as Magisk already made presence noted on long. Now the noose gets a little tighter as Perfecto has to look left, has to look right. Still very aware of where these players were. Down he goes, and Astralis make it to 6. It looks much more agreeable here.
Yeah, it certainly does.
So the money right now for that of Na'Vi going into the final round of play is hovering just around that 3K mark. Electronic has the most. They can get an AK with head armor. The rest could be down to Galils or pistols with utility behind it. But it was looking like an 8-7 half, considering how this one has been tracking. And one of the key notes here is the double AWPs that Astralis brought out early. That's where they started to find a bit of success with some of their picks. And now it's the rifles doing a lot of work.
Didn't look like it was on him, but he's trimmed the fingernails of Magisk. Magisk, that's the one.
Oh. Okay. Opportunity gone missing there. Splashing over top mid. Free.
Oh,
He's gone down.
again, Perfecto with the impact frags. Give the man a Tech 9, he'll win you a round. He's done it twice now. First, he caught them on the A short fight. This time, he's opened up with a frag onto an AWP. That's a $500 pistol. Ooh, and that's Glaive, in-game leader. Trading out, though, Electronic into the site.
They've done him. Glaive was instantly leaning towards B, maybe feeling that it was going to be that hit, but now it's down to S-Tag. The newer man having to deal with all the pressure coming through on short. Plant goes in. They're safe as well. This is lovely work from Na'Vi.
Yeah, that's exactly how you want to end a half, isn't it? Oh, not guaranteed just yet. Glaive low. Perfecto's got himself a scout. Wouldn't mind seeing that one connecting to those low HP players. Certainly well equipped to do so. S-Tag from long. S-Tag was long. Magisk, though. Perfecto's so ready for it. Oof, so was Magisk. He needs another quickly. He does find it. It's all onto him. He doesn't have the kit. He does pick it up. Both just hiding on the site. He really just doesn't have the time for this. This is Na'Vi's to lose.
Oh.
9-6 half, ladies and gentlemen. Na'Vi holding the lead on their map pick, the grand final. With a one-map advantage, Na'Vi are in control. We're back in business. Astralis 6, just trailing Na'Vi, but they're heading into their attack. It is time to see what the Danish star can do on the attack of Na'Vi's map pick. A one-map lead, given the fact they came from the upper bracket. Lower bracket run from Astralis could end here and lift the trophy, but it will be up against the odds and up against that initial lead. 1-0 in the series, 9-6 in our first map. I've got Sponge and Pansy along for the ride.
Yeah.
As well as all of you guys at home. We wait with bated breath to find out how competitive this series will be. Seems that Astralis have certainly thrown down the gauntlet with their string of rounds at the end of that first half.
Double nades here for Boomich and Perfecto, but they're not paired up, so I'm going to be curious to see how they use these. Flashed off middle, short control being taken, Simple kept on notice.
Ooh, I like that little play back in then, but it does get met by sheer violence. Dupree going to take down Electronic, and the push then comes in. Oh, how far do they go on this? Oh, now there's suddenly a problem. You've got players left, right, and right behind you. Simple somehow stayed alive during all of this, but the T's are going to get across.
Yeah, this is brutal. 4 of them are now on the A side, getting peppered. They're peeking from every angle. Just chipping away at your health. Gross, nasty, flamey Perfecto. There's no escape, and Magis does well to find himself the double. Dupree does the same. Astralis with a very, very proactive pistol. You can see, Chad, the way that that pistol shaped up, Na'Vi were expecting or leaning 3 players towards the B side and mid side.
Yeah, and that short setup that they had, if they were able to pick up the kills, they would have had a completely different round. But when you're the CTs and you get run down by the Glocks, you can see in the limbo position that they were caught in as they drop off of the bridge. What do? Do we hide CT? Do we give up A? Do we try and drop back towards the site, use the USPs for range? Well, either way, it didn't matter, and the Force Spy has come on through.
That's a good chance for Device. He expected to track it. Electronic just standing still in the flash, and Device working with 3 HP. Simple, what are you up to? He's right behind them. He might catch Magisk here.
Very curious position, isn't it?
Oh.
Say goodnight. Device and Magisk in combination find Simple and Boomich. And the last 3 were the ones who were stacked towards long. Magisk does have to face the music. Perfectos there.
Oh my goodness, Flamey!
Oh.
That's
Okay,
nuts. Yeah,
They should go for this now. I know that they're low.
I mean, Chad, that's a bit ambitious, isn't it?
The bomb just went down. I thought
Chadney.
that they might want to try and get
Look
involved.
at their HP.
Chadney.
I know it's low.
He's a
but,
dreamer.
Okay, look. If we're going to consider what they'll be carrying through to the next round, and before I get there, Astralis on Dust 2, they played it 5 times within ESL Pro League. They have 100% round 2 conversion. So it's going to stay. That's why I kind of wanted Na'Vi to go for it, to spoil that number. No, they'll be holding on to 2 Galils and a Scout. There'll be pistols that can get dropped across as well. A Deagle and P250s in play right here. So the buy for Na'Vi going into the next round, it's still going to be extremely dangerous for Astralis to deal with. And by only having 2 players
second shot, yo. I reckon this was nuts.
Yeah.
Launched him.
Okay, yep. He only had 2 bullets in the chamber, knocks the head off in that tiny pixel gap.
Na'Vi don't have a single round 2 Force Spy win on their 4 maps of Dust 2 played so far. So that one's going to stay at 0 as well. Stat line is not being broken right now, as that purchase that we can see.
I don't hate the CT eco here. Look at that.
Yeah, it's pretty nasty looking. Those Galils have armor behind them as well. And Electronic with the CZ75. So
if they kill 3, I mean, the magic number Chad keeps telling us, right? If they kill 3, never mind win the round, this could be a real heartbreaker for Astralis. They have to be careful here. Tread lightly. Conviction required. Dribble smoke deployed.
Perfecto even has a molly and a flash to work with. So that Molotov comes on out. It's going to hold them at bay behind that for roughly 7 seconds.
They've got no info long here as well, Chad. Like, they're playing such a passive hold that whatever Astralis choose to do, there will not be a full stack of CT goodness.
So they've milked out a bit of utility so far, as Astralis are now working with 2 smokes, a bunch of flashes. Another Molotov goes on out, taking cat control now.
Is Boomich going to die? I think was the sentence I wanted to say, apparently, but Perfecto did trade it back in as well. So at least it's no harm, kind of no foul.
So Simple over towards the ramp is actually dangerous with that Scout. Look at all this damage on Glaive as well. He's in trouble.
Here we go. This was an eco. They didn't really invest around the saved rifles. Electronic CZ doesn't connect. Simple Scout does. He gets the second. Follows up. Device on 10 HP. Flamey has a good shot here. Alongside, but the one-way. Glaive uses the gap to perfection. And from perfection to perfecto, he's out of there. Galil and Kevlar Vest looking good. He is perhaps flirting with a short aggress, but it does seem like he's more in the vein of exit frags. Has the Molotov. That's tempting.
You should go for this. Just put as much pressure on as you possibly can. He's been heard, so Device is going to flank.
Glaive's going to burn if he doesn't move. Okay, now it gets awkward. Perfecto is being flanked by the 10 HP device, and unless he's doing... Oh, procedural. Yes, that could have been it. That could have been an AK saved. Device quick, though, and taking some risks in 10 HP. It is certainly starting to see more and more teams. There's been a conversation that actually I picked up when I was over in Berlin. Just this idea of, you know, at the top level, playing the percentages doesn't always actually net you success. Playing the percentages will get you so far, but it's actually tossing the coin when you know it's not a 50-50 that will break you in the top level. And that's it's a really interesting analogy that I think actually carries over to Counter-Strike comfortably.
Oh, well, they've missed a smoke off the bat here, so only one player over towards the B side will be called out.
Long? Okay, well, they're still going for this. I mean, there has been a late cross coming through.
Was tagged as well.
But look at Electronic. He's getting curious. He wants to find out more, and he's found Glaive. Now, what he does with this, he can't really do much more. Position now noted. Maybe feeling that flex towards long could have come through, but you're going to have Simple posted up to join him.
I always feel so awkward when you don't get that initial bounce off the head. Simple, it happens to the best of us, clearly.
Okay, so Device has been given back the AWP now. Still going with the 4 over towards long. Glaive.
Can I say they're doing the Na'Vi to Na'Vi?
Yeah, you definitely can, as an Xbox smoke comes on now. And now with 2 smokes remaining and 3 Molotovs, make that 2 Molotovs, the approach of Astralis is clear. Have Device as the overseer, have the remainder of the riflers walk up along the long wall, drop your smokes, and go. It all comes down to the A-side attack, and Na'Vi, they're rotating on over Flamey now, so they might have 4 over towards this side of things.
I wonder if Na'Vi know how to counter the Na'Vi strat. Let's see. Boomich has got something in store for us. What are you up to? A smoke to play around on short. Simple using it, and it does connect the first. There's more on that ramp. He's patrolling. I press to the scope and not going to pull the trigger on another Astralis member. He's somehow alive, using that smoke to great success. Boomich, you can thank him for that. It's a 4-on-5.
Smoke's clearing.
There's no util on the T side. Once this all dissipates, they're going to be just
a trap.
Clean areas. Flamey to shut everything down. Flamey, Simple, Electronic, quick succession was handling that well. And you asked, can they deal with a Na'Vi against Na'Vi?
One component that I really liked in the way they handled that, A, the Boomich smoke, B, their Molotov onto the A site. This is the smoke I'm talking about. You can see what that enabled Simple to do is that after taking his pot shots, he doesn't have to play around short. That's a predictable re-peak. Now he's got some unpredictable nature to his peaks. And on top of that, the Molotov onto the site, it really slowed down the Astralis plant. They ended up just faffing around on ramp and ended up just walking into the meat grinder eventually.
I think S-Tag had the bomb. He couldn't really make it across because the molly, they were all hindered. They'd already used all that utility.
Check this out. There's actually 2 Molotovs that you see. This is the first one from Boomich, so that's going to buy out 7 seconds. Simple playing now around this smoke, being a bit of a nuisance. And then check out Perfecto as well. He drops another Molotov. So they're just buying so much time denying the plant, and meanwhile they're having to posture for position. That's allowing these riflers to get on up closer and just start mauling, ready to take the jewels. They don't even want the bomb to get planted. Another Molotov.
Interesting.
So look at all the harassment with utility. It's key for Na'Vi to hold on to that against that type of strategy.
And looking at that Molotov, it can sometimes feel a bit foolish, but then you realize how much that's zoned you into. Basically, your lines are now more viable. It's very cool. I like Counter-Strike, believe it or not.
Well, Astralis not so much right now, as they're just down to the pistols. Astralis has the Deagle in play. The rest of them are just rocking the Glocks. So unless something crazy happens right now, Na'Vi should be posting 11 rounds on the board.
Have you ever successfully run around with your Glock out?
No. Usually the police get involved and they don't like open gun licenses.
Those open gun laws, really quite tight. And unfortunately for Na'Vi, or rather Astralis,
this is a Rush special, isn't it? We better give him one.
Oh, you're right. Rush has been begging for these rounds.
He has been in the air a lot.
He got so mad. He was actually really angry when the ecos weren't his. So, Rush, this is over to you.
Grand finals time. Another grand final cast for me. Very big days. I like it a lot. They're all gathering up on short here. I mean, there's no big HEs on the A side, but if they had one, Dupree surely would go down to it. I don't think they're going to get much out of this round. Simple and Electronic, the dastardly duo. And the smoke just coming in just at the right time. Yeah, they're gonna think about this. Do they want to go through it? If they're gonna go through it, they got one man to get through though, and that's Electronic. They're gonna try and run boost over his head probably, which may lead to an actual kill. Oh, it's chaos. But now it's Simple. He's gonna wrap them all up here. Low HP. He's getting tickled down though. They do have the recovered weapon. This is getting dicey now with a Glock no less device. Not the man you want to have the AVP, that is for sure. If anything's gonna happen this round, it's gonna be from him. But now he's left in a 1v3, misses the jump shot. Posturing around the box, looking for more. This could be a huge clutch, but Perfecto with the save in the end.
I'm just glad he didn't clutch it. Really.
Yeah, I know, right? Thank the Lord.
Oh, I can just imagine the Reddit comments. Oh, once again, commentators not taking it seriously.
Oh dear.
It's 9-11.
4 Glocks and a Deagle, and it gets a little bit dicey.
No, but look how the run boost actually leading to a frag.
Brilliant.
Just as Rush predicted, he's bang on. Forcing the acknowledgement of the jump boost, moves his crosshair well away from that close pack. But we're ready and waiting and raring to go into the full buy now. It's time to see if Astralis want to hang with Na'Vi on their map pick.
Yeah, this has been 2 back now for Na'Vi. They've stabilized after the pistol. This is where it really gets to the kind of grittier end of things. Again, I feel like if we get to 12, it starts that momentum, and obviously the bank starts to settle in. But the double orbs out, Flamey and Simple, leaning into them.
All right, Electronic with a big chunk of information there, seeing nobody's taken Cat just yet. But on the other side, on the Xbox, is Magus. Dupree's about to join him. The double peek on up. And this is territory that the CTs and the Na'Vi side are backing on out of. Smoke drops on down. That'll buy them until roughly 50 seconds. And Astralis, they're happy to pause. They're happy to wait. Esatag watching long towards lower dark. Glaive dealing with the tunnels push. And the other 3 over towards middle. This is your key pack. Now the utility, we're dealing with 4 smokes, a Molotov, and a bunch of flashes. Set piece over towards the A site is possible. But if they go away, they will have to deal with Electronic on the ramp and Simple in swing coming through from this car position.
Electronic does still have a smoke to put into play as well, so time could be bought with that, but it is the only one for the CT. So once this invested, that's it. It's down to the flashes and a nade the Simple currently retains. It looks like that intention towards short has been dissuaded so far. Mid to B smoke goes in, and we're going to be looking towards that B site. Perfecto, I believe, is over there as well, joined, of course, by Flamey. So these two are going to have to prepare themselves. Yeah, they've seen it all, and the eyes get absolutely faded to black as Glaive swings past, but Simple finds a heal, a pixel out of place. But now Perfecto just needs to try and buy time. He does that. That's bomb loose, 9 seconds. The clock is ticking. Glaive, I don't know if he can do this.
No time. They've done it. That frag from Simple, Perfecto, holding his nerve. The fact that Flamey got hit by that drive-by, I thought that was a B plant. Not to be. Not today. And again. So Glaive was the danger man, but it was Perfecto that saves the day. He catches Dupree on tunnels, and then they just shout time in the same way we did. Catching S-Attack, that was the bomb. You could see the way it dropped over the lip.
Yeah.
That extra step of movement, losing them around.
Brutal.
Astralis now using their 3rd timeout for map number 1 here. Only have 1 left after this, and the scoreline currently sitting 12-9 in Na'Vi's favor. We can bring up the scores for you. Electronic with 16, 15 for Simple, 13 for Perfecto, 10 for Flamey, 7 for Boomich. On the other side of things, Glaive, he's at the top with the ADR, but it's actually the frags for Dupree. 17 for Dupree, 13 for Glaive, 14 for Device, 13 for Magus, and S-Attack. We have saying he's been struggling in some of these playoff matches down the bottom there at 8.
I was really hoping we'd make it to train, and we still might, keep in mind, but because that was his playground, it looked like, during that kind of like early phase for him coming into at least, you know, the regular season play, but a little slow off the starting blocks for him.
Warp for Device, AK for Magisk, and then you've just got the smattering of pistols. This is that long corner smoke. Looks like Magisk is going out with the AK. Here we go, Perfecto. A big task, and he's caught immediately, pantsed by Magisk. And it seems that to avoid the similar fate, Boomich is going to back away, concede long.
Look at this. We already have Electronic in lower dark. He's just cleared upper tunnels, so they know that this side of the map is not under danger. They can actually hedge their bets right now and rotate heavily over towards the A side of things.
Surely they don't want to all be on the ramp. Surely you want some presence on the site. Simple's going to be begging for a boost. Or does he stick around and take this lower fight? They are walking up now. Oh my God, Na'Vi are sticking around. Nope, up he goes.
There we go. That fell a little too close for comfort, didn't it? But the cross... Oh! Simple! How quick are you? Didn't even see him, but feels the game, knows the timing. And now the bomb has to go down if maybe Astralis want to tip the scales.
Oh, he saw Device running back. Does he want the run boost? A flash run boost? I'm going to... Okay. Okay. Kind of glad he didn't. I was about to say something that would have got me fired. Flamey. Boomich. Giving it a good go. The flashes are good, so are the frags. Astralis, they're in the hurt locker, and it's all blue on brown. Just like that, a flurry of 4, and Na'Vi seal the deal. 13 for the CIS powerhouse.
The guns weren't great, but perfect for that situation in the sense of if they're pushing through smokes, the distance has now been leveled, and the pistols can really ring true. But look at that.
Nonsense.
Glaive just getting absolutely destroyed, and then through the smokes, Na'Vi just...
If he flashed, by the way, as he was run boosted off his head and then hit anything,
imagine.
I'm not responsible for the words that come out of my mouth.
I was ready. I was ready to talk over you or just be like, all right, Alex is gone for the rest of the day, but it's all worth it.
Okay, so just down to the pistols again. It was $2,900 loss bonus for Astralis with the plant, which means they've just opted to go for a partial investment.
Well, Device is dead.
That was back a cat.
They're going B, all in. Flamey's flash. He's holding down Mouse 1. He does get the one. Simple on for an ace. He's already hit all three. Magisk, he's about to get flanked as well. This round is done, and the Electronic seals it with a knife.
Oh dear, and do you know what I love just seeing Na'Vi in the player cams then being pumped up. This doesn't feel like an online game. This feels like they're actually in this. This is, you know, a big one for them, and that changes the beast of Na'Vi.
Hello. Bye.
Let's consider that for a second, though. The start of the year, when the global pandemic kicked on off, this was this is a matter of time. You know, we'll get back to normality sometime soon. Now, we are so far down the line, the online Counter-Strike, it's the only Counter-Strike. You may as well embrace all of these moments for what they're worth. And Astralis, not wanting to give up on map number 1 here, will be taking their last time out of the map Dust 2. This was Na'Vi's pick. We have Nuke coming up next. Remember that Na'Vi do have that one map advantage as coming through the upper bracket here, so they only need to win 2. If they win Dust 2 and close off on Nuke, it'll be a quick series here today, and they'll be taking ESL Pro League European champions for season 12. If Astralis come through and are able to win this, they'll actually go and have won 3 titles for ESL Pro League. The 2 previous ones that they were involved in, they did win, and they would be the team with the most titles.
Device has a long spawn here. Don't know if he's going to take it. Not interested. It wasn't the fastest. Esatag certainly had a better one, so maybe he's just going to flash him in. I wonder if that long battle, okay, they've sent Simple this time to try and contain it. The timings and the flashes do get Esatag out. Molly to fight at Simple, catching Device back-to-back rounds. The Danish Orpa's having a bit of a nightmare in the closing stages of map 1.
Simple so versatile. He's already away. He's looking for new spots. He's helping Boomich.
Flash will catch him.
I'll be there. There it is, barely. He's out of that quite quickly, able to readjust. Does at least note new position. Glaive hyper-focused on this. They have to clear Boomich if they do want pressure towards A. But for now, I'm still looking across the board for the rest of the Astralis side as to what they're trying to achieve.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think this is going to come down to a hero play. I think dupree's got it in him. We have him as one of our ones to watch. He's already 17 frags to the good. He's one at the top of the scoreboards. Magisk has beheaded Electronic. That was the push on short. And if Flamey gets caught in transition, that's magnificent stuff.
Understanding that pressure would swing right back towards Na'Vi, wanted to regain some of that mid-territory. Already Simple's on the case. He's made it through on short, but Mages just cracks open B. This is now open and available for business, but the bomb, you're right, it's with Glaive. And with 40 seconds, Boomich knows that something's wrong with this, and now they're running. Quick, they have to get out of there. Boomich has now lost the timing where he could have capitalized potentially on that, but looks like,
that's
where
so
are they
mean.
going?
I thought they were going to run all the way back to A.
So the money right now is not fantastic for Na'Vi. Electronic and Simple are dealing with a truckload. Perfecto will have enough to buy as well. Flamey down the bottom of the barrel, and Boomich, if he holds onto this AK, that means he won't need to be requiring too much of a drop. If he can go and try and scavenge Simple's AWP that is dropped, I believe, over towards short. Right now, dupree's actually sitting on it. It's in his hands, so it won't be so easy for Boomich to get that one back. But just holding on to their guns right now, or their gun on the side of Na'Vi, because they only need 2 more rounds. Astralis will finally get up to the double digits just to greet Na'Vi